What's up, y'all? You are now watching another episode. Well, the finale of this season. What's good? Of Crazy.
Sexy.
Cool.
What's up? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I need y'all to stay up on them. Y'all slowing up a little bit. Bring them subscribes up. We need you up there. What's up? What's up, ladies?
What's goody? What we doing? What's the vibe? It's our finale.
Good.
Yo, it's the finale, y'all.
It's the fucking finale. Can y'all believe we did it?
Yes.
I'm glad that we we ain't had no femme queen drama and stuff, and we stayed together.
Wait for it.
No.
We made it.
No, we love each other. We ain't
No, we
going
be
nowhere.
fighting on the phone.
Cool. It's like, oh my God, if the cameras was on with the video record, our phone call.
You think TV? What network would call us?
I don't know.
It's giving
I
a
don't wanna do
mixture.
none
Now
of
that TV.
No.
No,
It's
that's
not giving all
TV.
that.
Speaking of now that's TV,
I'm a
we're
Bravo.
going to talk about that today. We just coming off a coldest winter weekend, even though this will be a week later, but some things went down that I think we should definitely talk about.
Are we gonna talk?
Yeah, let's
Are we
talk.
gonna talk? Okay.
I'm ready to talk.
Okay.
So what's some of the since it is the last show, let's talk about things that happened during filming season. What are some of your ups and some of your downs?
I don't.
I don't have a downer.
Okay,
I don't
good.
have a downer. My up is our first time walking in here together. It was so oh my God, look at us. It was so dope to see what we were about to do. And I felt this energy that it was wow, we got something amazing happening that we're about to share with the world. So it's all been good for me.
Well, I have an up and a up. I don't have a down either. I think for me, there's so many ups. Like when we first had the dinner, I remember that it was the steakhouse, whatever, Brooklyn Steakhouse.
Chop House.
The Chop House.
Shout out to the Brooklyn.
And we had a great time, and we knew, we kind of said that we wanted to do this. And then we continued to see it through, and then we met with Jordan. It was hands down, we jumped on it. So that was the up part. The other up part is that our relationships have grown so much stronger as women, and you really don't get that, at times. So that was one of the ups. And the viewers, when we get stopped and people come up to us, and oh my God, I watch your show every week, and oh y'all, and I'm oh wow, we sat in the restaurant and thought this, and now we made it happen. Yeah. And that's the greatest gift of this for me, is that we didn't just talk about it, we actually followed it through.
And did it.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. I'm glad that it doesn't feel like work. It feels like fun. You know what I'm saying? Coming in here and also forging the bonds and stuff and everything. It's if people seeing the behind the closed doors, how hands everyone is on. Because I don't know how to do shit hair or nothing like that. So
Me too.
So Asia's over
Poor
there.
Asia.
Yes, I'll be carrying with her.
Asia's a girl's girl. Yeah. Everybody steps in where they can, to help one another. So I love that part of it. We're very committed. We stay on the phone, making sure that it's gonna happen, that we don't miss out. Cause
Wait, it'd be hard to get them on that phone to have these
Don't do
meetings.
that.
She be Asian.
Here
She's
we
sensitive. She's sensitive. She came. Look, she came up to me today. She was I said, "Is everything okay?" And she was like, "No, I was, because I was just wondering, do y'all not be understanding me in the text messages and stuff?" I was like, "What you mean?" She was like, I mean, sometimes I feel I say something and y'all don't get it or something, and y'all come back and I'm like, girl, what? Well, you went and had such as I was like, that must have been a mistake or a mistake.
It takes them 2 hours, maybe a couple of days to hit back in that group text. But if I text them personally, they answer. But when it's group, they know it's work, so they girl.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
we
that.
stay-
I'm available to you a lot.
No, you are
early
to
morning.
me, but I'm talking about to the group, to the group.
Well,
So yeah, that was really good for me. The ups and stuff, the downs. There wasn't no downs, but there was some bloopers.
It's
There
a
was
lot of bloopers.
that back. The funniest things, it wasn't funny at the time, and I hope they got this on video so we can show it. But Asia got into it with one of our guests about Nicki Minaj.
Oh my God.
About damn Nicki Minaj. Don't bring that lady's
Baby.
name up in here.
And that's my friend, mind you. We came together that is my friend and everything that
She flipped you don't read with
Baby,
Asia.
it took
It's
about
no
an hour
holds
to
barred.
get her back.
Yes, I'm like, okay, wait. Then he was a Cancer. So he got stubborn. It was just a mess. It was like
Yes, I love him. Shout out to you, Daye.
Yeah.
But it was
you name dropped.
I don't know.
Okay,
You
it
got
was
to be
here. They
honest.
made up. Wait, they did make up, and we had a good show.
It made up right then and there. It's nothing
Yeah.
like.
He loves you.
Yes, I love him too. Boo.
We all have our little them Tabytha at the time. Me and Tabytha.
Oh.
I forgot what that topic was.
They had to go to the bathroom and
They
take a
did.
break. The Margiela way. They had to make sure they were tight.
Yo, Mason.
Marcella.
Shout out.
Yeah, so I'm happy, and we're gonna be kind of unconventional today. So we're gonna have like a lot of just pop in since it's the finale. We're gonna have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Different people was in town from the weekend, so we had to get them in the building.
Yes.
You know, so
Yes,
I
the
can't
icon had
wait.
to be
And
big.
and like for the reasons that a lot of this is taking place, we got the owner, BTFA in the building.
I heard she's stopping
Yes.
by. I heard she's stopping
Well,
by.
girl, I hope she
Yeah, I heard
don't
she's
try
coming.
it because you know the femme queens could be femme queening sometime, and you know she a femme queen.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
So let's talk about the ball. So it was just $25,000 for tag team phase this weekend at Coldest Winter. And so I got there probably the last couple of hours because I was not that time thing. I just didn't feel like being up in drags at 12 in the afternoon. I wasn't really trying to, be all up in pain and all that type of stuff. So I got there and the energy had got kind of cute by that time and stuff or whatever, but I had seen most of it on the live prior. So you have the iconic Tanae on the piano. And apparently, Tanae chopped Simone, Tishy.
Yeah.
So before the function is over, Simone goes on the piano and I guess she approaches her about it and then she ends up mushing her, putting her hands on this lady. That was so tragic to me. And what was so weird about the whole situation, and I love Simone Down. I've only experienced her in positive ways, prior to that. But I was talking to her in the back about her getting chopped. And she was going off about getting chopped and that she was going to approach the individual. I had no idea that it was Tanae. And I really just thought it was a key. I didn't think that she was really going to really approach her like that. Because if I would have known that it was Tanae, I would have told her that. And she said that something happened probably before. Tanae told her that she should have been chopped for the 20 anyway. She shouldn't have won the 20K or something like that. I don't know. But I just don't feel like it's ever that serious. Because I don't want no bitch to feel like they can come put their hands on me. I don't feel, that's just disrespect. It's just not that serious. If you cannot take a chop or something, then you shouldn't walk balls. Because we all have been chopped. It's never that serious to put your hands on somebody. And this is an icon. This is a staple. This lady has paved the way for a lot of the girls. Plus, when I see her judge, it's never nothing personal. She don't even know half the people. So it's really coming from a valid opinion, I believe.
You want to go, sis?
I mean, I'm not a face girl, but even so, violence and the propensity towards violence that continue to exist within our communities, it's just it should be a no-no by now. And like I said before, it's just that some of us don't have the emotional range in the moment when we're dealing with things because we've never been taught how to collectively heal or address issues that happen between us, because communication is key. And I don't know, I don't like people who feel entitled. So I have an issue with entitlement, I'm me, so you can't do this to me type of, thing because of who I am. That's entitlement. And that's never good. Entitlement is never good. Violence is never good. And anyone can be chopped.
Yeah.
It's a competition. Anyone can lose. I understand that in the moment, when you look at everything that you put into it and then you don't get the necessary results that you wanted. And I think I know for me, I felt that before, I was like, oh, this is my night. And I go and I get disappointed, and it takes a lot to come out of that because you feel internal things. And even while having all of that, it should never reach a level of violence.
Yeah, if somebody's not putting their hands on you, then child,
I think it's a lot more deeper than what everyone's talking about. It's like the respect for the ballroom scene is at an all-time low. Like, and it's so funny that some icons and some people a part of the scene are laughing at it until it's them. It's like, what are we gonna do to do better for the next time and make things change? Like, I love Simone Down. Like, that's my sister, that's my bitch or whatever. But I don't think she should have ever put her hands on her. I think it was very classless and very disrespectful to someone that has been here. Regardless of what you agree, I don't know what happened behind the scenes, and I'm not saying that whatever could have happened after the place, but it was just this, and even when her walking up, it was like, how was that even possible? Why was it, like, it was a crowd literally behind each row of the panels. It was disgusting to me from all in all. It was a lot of things that we could be talking about because that's just a piece of the puzzle.
I wonder what do leaders say in that situation? Like, is this type of behavior like are y'all like condoning this? Like, are y'all edging these people on? Like, what is it?
She felt it back in the day. Get her.
But no, here's the thing. In all reality, if it doesn't stop, that's going to be another generation or a culture of people who believe that that's how you're supposed to treat judges. And this violence will continue until someone gets hurt very bad. And here's the thing. The world is watching us. The world is how we treat each other. They're watching that. Like, what messaging are we sending to people if we can't even just have a competition and walk away with it? Sportsmanship. Like, we understand this is like a competition, and it just may not be your night. How do we not get upset and move to this
because
extreme?
Everyone is getting tens immediately. Like, there's no, you got to understand, these are young kids. They're winning $5,000 last week for this category, and they come out next week, and now you're chopping me? How dare you? I sat them all down. It's entitlement, but we're building animals. Why are you giving these people $10,000 and then expecting them to get chopped at the next function? It's like, these are hurt. A lot of them are hurt people. They haven't healed yet to come to, they don't know how to get there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad. I mean, bitch, I've been chopped and seen, and I know I looked good. But I paid it. It comes with the scene.
It happens. I just hope that we can get to a point when it stops.
Yeah, I do too. And shout out to Tanae. We love you.
Yeah, we love you,
I love her. She's
Tanae.
always
I love all the
very
girls.
sweet to me.
All of them.
I love when the girls come back too. That are not really that leave the scene. I love when they come back. The girls who like I grew up watching. Like, bitch, what Tanae?
Yeah.
Like, people, and then you hear people be like, I don't know who that is. So, like.
What?
Well, you should, because that is what, when you hear Ajane, when you think of Ajane, you think of Tanae. When you think of like all those girls,
But that goes back to what you were saying about when they come in and they don't research the culture and no one's teaching them. Like, no one's teaching them the history. So they're getting in they're just getting in without the actual knowledge of the history and the culture of ballroom. They don't know these people. Yeah. Like, some of the youth are very detailed, where they actually go and know they can tell you who's who because they studied them and it inspired
Because they love it. They love it.
But there are some that just come in vicariously.
Because I wanted you. I saw you. And I wanted you on the scene. So a lot of them aren't educating because they don't even know to educate. They just think this is something where I can just win some money. I look good. They told me. And I'm coming to walk. They're not really a part of the scene. They're there just to do their job for the person that brought them to the scene.
We talked about this so much, how social media puts this stuff out there so it's easy to get us. It's easy to get
It's a lot of chefs, a lot of chefs in the kitchen and a lot of people with responsibility that they don't know how to approach. They don't know how to be able to teach people. They don't understand that they need to put these people in the studio and become better. Like, just because you have it don't mean you can't get better. You can even get better. Ballroom used to be to the point, bitch. This lady had, she had face. And then the next time you seen her, she was breathtaking even more. It was like every time you seen them or even sex siren performance, get in the studio, work on your craft. It don't matter,
girl. You can try the Maison Margiela boot camp.
Everybody, I don't know why she keeps talking about this boot camp.
No, y'all put me through it.
Look at you, look, bitch.
I know it works.
Look at you now.
Working.
No shade. Margiela
Look at you now. She looks fat.
Margiela looks sad for you. No shade.
I always take her back to a couple of years ago when she came out for Coldest Winter in her other house.
Oh my
Don't
God.
do that. I know we said you will never do that because it's unforgettable.
No.
Mason Margiela.
Oh,
okay?
yes.
Unforgettable.
No, I love the
first.
Revitalize. That had nothing to do with Revitalize. That was you, bitch. Your look.
I know you
That
read
ball.
me, Bush. Oh my God. I was trying to figure it out. And I was like, so what was wrong with you? Like, that damn bitch came out
It
looking
looked
like
like a quilt. It looked like she took a comforter and sewed it onto the dress, bitch. It was giving that satin material.
We all start from
It
somewhere.
was like that satin.
We
No,
all start
I
from
still loved you
somewhere.
regardless. You just didn't. You
But-
just didn't know how to put it right
But,
together. Right.
you know, I took that off and I actually won that night.
Oh,
okay?
work, bitch.
But you know what I love? That's what the scene is about. Like that's what
I
I
took
that's
that
what
off
I
and I
love
won grand
about
prize
this
We
that
all
night.
started
It's
somewhere.
no, it's about teaching. It's elevating. It's like, look, like you say, you evolved. You know, like you grew up. Not saying that you were bad before, but look, you even floor is like flower.
I was bad. I was a Revlon to the death of me. So we're not even playing that. Like that's my family. But I live with my cousins now, and you know,
Who's
Queen
your
Mother.
cousin?
Who?
Who's your cousins, bitch?
Well, my family now. The
Bitch,
house.
don't try it, bitch.
My
yes,
family. Oh,
so,
see, this is what happens off camera. Language could get me in trouble, especially around this one.
No, she always makes me out to be such this villain, bitch. I am the sweetest person.
She
Just like
is.
I met this one girl last night too, who I love that when now because I'm meeting like a different group of people because of the podcast. Like you always meet people out like in ballroom, period. But now the conversation is a little different too. It's talking about the podcast too, which is great. I love that. And we love the feedback. And the one girl, shout out to my sis out there. And she was like, fuck them comments, be yourself. I love that. She's like, you represent a certain type of girl. She was like, we like that. I can identify you. And she called me a 90s girl. You know, I did. Yeah, I'm a 90s girl. So I love that. We love that meeting the people who watch. And keep on watching and subscribing. Thanks.
Overall, how did I enjoy the ball though? But I didn't go.
I thought it was cute. It got the people in an uproar, baby. But the funniest part is I knew I had spoke to Jason earlier that day, and I knew that it was gonna be about who was given. I was like, you can't even allow for a bitch to call you out. Like if I would have walked that function, trust and believe I was going for certain girls. Bitch.
Who was your first pick?
Girl, I would have had to go for a top bitch. Like if Lola, you know what I'm saying? Me and Lola, she got me back finally. No, I'm just kidding. No. I love you, Lola. No, she had just got me in Atlanta. So and Giselle is just that bitch now. So bitch, it would have been like Giselle. Let's go. Because I know that energy, not saying that I want you or anything like that. I'm just saying the energy in the building, you couldn't allow nobody else to call you out. The impact wouldn't have been as great if I let Giselle or somebody call me out, bitch. No, bitch, I had to be like, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I think that's where people was, going with that type of energy. Like it was.
What was going on with the cards and stuff? Like, how was that working?
What's the cards? What was that? It was like
you
two
had
I
to-
different
don't know.
panels or something?
Like, no, they. I don't know about the
Oh,
whole
so
two-channel
you
thing.
have-
The face cards, like if you have.
So it was
yeah.
whoever had the most cards at the end, they get the 15 and their partner gets 10, but they had a tie. They both had 3 cards. So they made them battle again. And people was like, how do you lose? And you just, like, Jason had just lost to her prior to that, but it was a different panel because there was like panel 1 and panel 2, to my understanding. Yeah.
Okay.
What y'all doing?
Shout out.
Congratulations, Jason.
No
And so
shade,
Mia gets that money.
definitely.
She gets the part of the money too. I think she automatically gets 10,000.
Who?
His partner.
Oh, yeah.
I had a great
That's bad.
time.
25K?
Yeah,
that was
that's
that was
cool.
over.
That was over. Yeah.
But everybody looked nice for the most part.
They definitely did.
Everybody looked. They were Janelle, bitch.
Yes, that was one of my
Janelle,
favorites.
bitch, sister. Bitch, no shade. That lady was on point from the motherfucking top of her crown to the bottom of her feet, baby. And she was in character. She's such a sweet girl. So before, like a lot of times, like, the sweetness might... Bitch, last night, she was giving it like it should be gave. She did what she had to do. And I was really, really living.
Yeah. I mean, so I always live for her, though. Like, always. So... Giselle was my favorite of the night. It was Giselle and Janelle was my favorite too.
Yeah, that was
Those,
really...
I wish it would have been so nice to see them at the end. Like
I thought that they was
a
going to
hopeless
end up
girl.
battling.
That would've been a fact.
It was good to see some of the greats back on the floor. They kept saying Whitney was walking. I was like, child, they say that all the time. Whitney's not coming back. Whitney hit the floor last night. It was very good to see you, Whitney. You looked amazing. Stasha hit the floor last night. Welcome back, sis. You looked really good. So I thought it was a joy to see. It was cute.
Yeah. What you thought about it, sis?
I mean, I enjoyed the ball overall. So shouts to Ness Mason Margello on the realness win.
The 5,000.
Yes, on the
It was one
women's
trans
face.
man and one woman's face for 5,000.
That was like so lit to see that for them.
They were giving out
Shout
so
out
much
to
money.
Shay.
5?
Shay
Yes,
Margella.
I was getting ready to
You gonna
say-
get your due deals. Keep
That's
on coming.
right. I was getting ready to shout her out because
Okay, my bad.
I'm in the park. I'm in the park right now. So shouts to Shay. She already said it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got a shout out to Sultan Alpha Omega, his name is.
Susan, you look good.
Shout out to him.
Yes, he looks
ate
good.
it for me.
And you know who else
He was
didn't
sex
walk that
siren of
night,
the
but I want to
night.
shout her out because when she in that ballroom, she is on and on and on, and she stay on. Shout outs to Courtney Balenciaga. She
Yes.
Courtney
be
was
out
on that
there.
floor. She was on that floor. I was loving that. She was out there with her kids. Every
She
time
do
they
not
came
play
out
about
there,
it.
she came
You
right
seen
out
her.
there, bitch.
She was
seen
out
her.
Yeah,
there.
that's-
like that's
I love
what,
that.
yo. Shouts
Yeah, that's
to
how
her.
we was back in the day.
That's
Chanel's
called
bitch was
teaching.
what?
She's teaching. She's educating. She even had me come in and on one of their classes and Vogue with them. And it's just, I love shit like that. That's what I grew up on. Like when we was coming up,
Yeah,
the
me
old,
too.
they had like the people that were teaching us brought in Janice. They brought in Mika one time. It was over.
Yeah, also my partner, Junior Balenciaga. Shouts to you. We gonna get that
She
lick
looks
back. We gonna get
good,
out there. We
Tabytha.
did what we needed to do. Category was rushed. But that's ballroom. I had a great time
Is
overall.
It looks good.
Is
I'm
it?
loving this hair, and it looks so like she was giving doll baby last night. I loved
Thank
it.
you. It was an upgrade from the blue one, because it was blue too.
Yes,
Yes.
it was nice. As long as you call and say this looks good.
So I was gonna say, is that just because you picked it out? Okay, because you picked it out.
He looks great. I think he
Thank
looked really good. So what's up? Let's go ahead. I guess we should just go ahead and we might as well have a drink with Jordan
Yeah. Why she's
and get
here.
it started off. We should just
Okay,
take
well
a
she
drink
come, she
together.
said she got some things she want to talk about. Let's see.
And she's talking about she's gonna turn it around and ask us questions. So I'm
So
looking
y'all
forward to
wanna
these
stay
questions. We ain't
tuned.
heard these questions either. So we'll see.
And we can respectfully decline.
Yeah.
We're back, and I want to take a toast, but before I do that, I want to introduce to the couch founder and CEO of Black Trans Feminine Arts, Jordan.
Hi
Hey,
y'all.
Jordan. So listen,
What's up, boss
Oh,
lady?
What's good, boss lady?
listen, that was the thing, right? Jordan J. Here's the thing. So when we first came together, we actually was talking about doing this collaboration, and we wanted to find a space that would be safe for us to actually see our vision, support our vision, and be there. And we started with just an idea. But we believed in it that much that we came and we had this whole meeting with you, and we talked to you about our goals and our vision. My question for you would be, right after we toast to this drink, okay?
Oh my
So
God.
let's toast to the finale. We fucking made it.
Yes, we made it.
Getting
ahead
of
herself.
Yes. So, cheers.
Cheers to one season and hopefully a
Before
few
you
more to
ask your
go.
question, I just want to say, really thank you for giving us girls a chance and really believing in our story.
Of course. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you was
Yeah.
kind of just like free will. Like, you
That's
you were
a good
giving
thing.
very free will, and like your energy, even from the beginning, I just knew that it was a good fit. And so I'm happy that, we got to do this together.
See, Jordan supports a lot of Black trans femmes who are in the arts, whether music videos and so many different things. But I'll let Jordan tell you that. We're going to get to some questions. My first question for you is, why yes to us?
I think it was just really perfect timing. You know, we had just gotten our studio really together. We just hired Eve Harlow as our studio manager.
The Eve.
So we were really ready to take on a project like this. And when Asia came to me, I don't even know if Asia knows this, but she was one of the first girls I ever met, like one of the first femme queens I ever met. And from the instant we met, it was like we clicked. We had like a really long conversation. We took the train for like 30 minutes together. We was just talking the whole time. And like I knew her vibe really well. I've been a fan of Tempress for years because I'm definitely a femme queen face girl. That's my favorite category. And I've known Tabytha, and like we've always been around each other in advocacy spaces. So I felt like the dynamic was just really perfect. And I also am all about femme queens having more of a voice in ballroom. And I'm gonna ask y'all some questions about that later too, because I definitely think the girls need to be more front and center. And so I was like, why not make that happen?
And so, how did you come up with BTFA? Like, how did you get this whole idea? How did you hit the ground running with doing it?
It was a lot of different things that kind of all came together. It was very like divine in a way. I was getting my master's degree at NYU in art politics, and the whole time I was just curious. Like we were learning about how politics affects art, and you know all these political movements and art movements. And I just felt like there was something missing. Like there was no mention of trans people. And I would talk to professors who were like masters in their field, who were icons in the art world, and even they couldn't tell me any Black trans femme artists. And I was like, that's a problem to me. Like I come from knowing about ballroom and knowing about our rich history and how much we've impacted popular culture. Like you can see ballroom on world stages. Like, so it just didn't make sense that there was no writing about it. There was no like literature. So as soon as I finished grad school, I hosted a meetup. It was called the Black Trans Femmes in the Arts Meetup. This was August of 2019. And I just wanted to like talk to the girls and figure out like what was going on, what were they working on. I wanted to just build a network, right? And from that very first meeting, the energy was like so excited. Like there was girls who were older girls who were in their 40s who came out in the 90s and said, you know, there's never been anything like this for me. And then there was some girls who had just started their transition and they were like, I didn't feel safe to even come outside until I saw that this was happening. Wow. So I immediately wanted to do more and more. And by the end of that year, we hosted our first event, which featured performances by 10 different girls. And then in 2020, we were like, we're gonna hit the ground running. This is gonna be our year. And then COVID happened. Oh, wow. So we kind of switched to social media and we were talking to girls on Instagram Live, trying to just like get them to talk about their art and hear their stories. And then in June of 2020, you know, there was all of these protests happening around the world for Black Lives Matter. And I had been hearing that there were trans people who were being sexually assaulted and physically assaulted either at the protest or when they were locked up. So I reached out to a few people that I knew who were also founders, and I said, can we start like a fund so we can protect our people? We could get them Ubers home, we can bail them out. And in 2020, when all the protests were happening, at that point, BTFA was entirely self-funded. And we launched the Protesters Fund, and we had like just $1,000 in Cash App from the last event that, you know, people had sent to support. And I was like, okay, let's raise 1,000 more. So I posted a flyer on Instagram. And the next thing I knew, it got shared by all these celebrities: Janet Mock, Troye Sivan, Neil Patrick Harris, Charlie XCX. The whole production team behind the show, Schitt's Creek, reached out, and we raised $1 million within a week.
Oh.
And so that was honestly the scariest time for me because we hadn't started anything officially yet. So it was like we had all this money and we were also trying to connect and support people, make sure we took care of people. We were able to bail a few people out, which I'm really proud of. But after the protest died down, we still had a lot of money left over. And so we were like trying to figure out where do we go from here. And we got to where we are today. We started producing projects. We started hosting performances, and you know now we've got to a point where we can produce this show, where we've had performances in Times Square, where we've, you know, taken over Atlanta and the Buckhead Theater. So I'm just really happy that we were able to turn something that was negative and make it into something that can sustain our community.
Wow.
That's the
So
one you had
over.
Akasha perform at, right?
Yes. It was a
Oh, well, you brought all the girls out. You brought all the girls out. Yeah, that was
over.
amazing.
That's amazing.
Also, I see that you guys do a lot of social events. Like, I didn't know that. Like, it's some things I was like, damn, I wish I would have known about that. Like going to Broadway and to the dinners that you have for the girls and all of that. I'm like, that is amazing for other girls to be around other girls socially, like socialize and experience these different events and stuff together. I think that's amazing. I was telling the girls we should start doing some of those things with you guys.
Definitely. It's like a big part of what I love about BTFA is it really does feel like a family, and everyone is just so comfortable because it's all the girls, and we can kind of let those walls down and just hang out. Like we had an event for Valentine's Day, and the girls were just doing karaoke and drinking and having a good time. But we also do art visits where we take the girls to different art things around the city, like Broadway or museums. And, you know, I just want us to all feel comfortable here and to feel like family. I want girls to feel like they can stop by the studio anytime and just kiki and have a good time.
Oh, that's I love that. That's fab. That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Where are you originally from?
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm a
Really?
Southern girl. Yes.
Yeah.
They said it's other girls
You
used to
Florida?
I am a Florida girl. Me and Giselle
Florida
from the
usually
same
give
hometown.
duck if you buck pride up.
It can definitely go there.
say. That's Atlanta.
The town I'm from is called
that's
Zangum.
Atlanta.
because,
No, I know
you
that might be where the song is from, but you know what I mean. Like Florida girls usually, baby, you
That's
know.
Trick
Maybe
Daddy.
bigger.
You be like, wait a minute.
That's Trick Daddy.
Yeah, I'm a little on the calmer side, but you know, we can definitely come out.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you got some questions for us.
Speaking of the Florida girl coming out, I came to make it hot because I'm the executive producer of the show. So I am here behind the scenes. I'm looking at the comments. I'm, you know, watching the interactions. And I know there's a few things the girls haven't really addressed this season. And I know there's a few things people behind the scenes want to know. So I hope you ladies are ready. I'm putting on my T.S. Wendy Williams hat, and I'm ready to make it hot. You ready?
See, you saw.
I'll take another sip.
Yeah. Let's all take another sip
Okay.
and get
Oh
ready for
my
this.
God.
Well,
And
mine
like I
is
s-
just shoes.
I also said we
Mine
can
drink no more.
respectfully decline.
Yeah, you can absolutely decline to answer.
She already ready to decline.
I'm
You
just
think
gonna.
it's some
Yeah,
stuff
you-
you hiding, girl?
You
No,
seem a
I'm
little
just going.
nervous.
No,
Okay, what's-
no, I'm not
everything
nervous
okay?
at all.
Actually, Tabytha, I want to start with you because,
Oh, I just wiped my nose.
and this is a crazy question. Not all of them are going to be so wild. It's just things we want to know. But I feel like I know firsthand, and you know how there's like an expectation for advocates to be like these saints and angels and, you know, not have any conflict and just be above it all. But you're also, you know, a Banji girl, you know, you are also in ballroom. There's going to be conflict. So how do you balance that like advocacy part of you with the girl that's also just like, bitch, if you want it, let's get it?
It's definitely a difficult thing to do, right? Because they're the same person, right? How I'm able to do it is by having positive people around me to remind me, you know, of who I am. Because at times when you're the advocate and you're supposed to be all these things to so many people, the amount of pain that you take at the risk of always having to be the answer could crush you, right? People think that picking up a microphone is the easiest thing. When you grab that mic and you raise your voice and people call you a leader, that means people are following you. So now when they say things to you or throw things at you, it's not about what they did to you, it's how you respond. Because it's so hurtful when you know that you want to say things, but now you have to figure out how to say it correctly where it doesn't damage you because you're a leader and people follow you. And being a leader in the movement can get you connections. But people don't actually know the work that goes into that shit, right? Because people give you that role saying you're a leader. I'm just a girl who came home after 14 years and was tired of living the same shit. I'm just a girl who said, this is what I want to do. I'm going to work for it because I decided that I'm my own liberation. No one is going to give it to me. I've tried that. That shit don't work. So I had to do it on my own. And the worst thing that I hate is for another person to be mad at me because I decided to do something with my life. And I decided to be the good person. I decided to invest in me. And the way that I'm able to balance that is by having good friends around me. Why y'all giving all of that?
No, because it was giving Tabytha for president.
Yeah. It was definitely giving that. It was definitely giving that.
See? But see, here's the thing. And that's why I say we're the same one because I know how to articulate my emotions so well, it's because I taught myself how to do that. That's when you know how that you're in control over what happens to you. I don't get it right all the time. I may say some fucked up shit and do some crazy things, but with girls around me that's gonna check me and hold me accountable, that's how I'm able to do the stuff that I do. And rest in peace to Cecilia Gentili, because she was one of those girls. You know, Lala, Tempress, Letitia, Asia, there's so many girls who will hold my ass accountable behind the scenes. And Dominique, especially, me and her go at it. So just having those people around you is the best way you can do it. No, I'm not going to reel it in. You asked me a question, so I answered.
I do have a follow-up question. Yeah. Has there ever been a time where you were like, fuck it, you bitches can fight for yourselves. I'm over it.
Oh, my God. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. Yes. Yes.
What did that feel like?
And you just feel like giving up and walking away from it. Because if I got to fight for you and then fight you, I'm not doing that. It's so hard when I'm trying to do it this way and you're fighting me too, instead of cheering me on. And that's why I love these girls, because we want to see each other win individually. And when you're doing it, sometimes the pressure makes you just want to give up. If I could just have a house, write my book, and travel speaking publicly, I would walk away from all of this. And I'm working towards that. As I reach 50 years old, I'm doing that. I have to pour this information into somebody else so I can fall back.
Right. I love that.
I love that too.
Me too.
My next question is a question for all the ladies. I think that it's been a big conversation in ballroom. I've talked with so many femme queens behind the scenes about the state of ballroom for femme queens. Do you feel like ballroom currently has respect for femme queens? And even if they do have respect, do you feel like femme queens actually have power in the scene?
So I'm gonna answer the last question first. I think femme queens definitely have power, and when we enter the room, you feel our energy. We always make the space more better. But I feel like we're definitely not respected is because they know that power, they see it, and some people are jealous of it. It's deep. Like, this is deep. This is a good one. I don't know. I'm gonna pass.
And when it comes to power, I'm not just talking about like we all know femme queen energy, but it's like who's making the decisions, who's signing the deals.
I think it just kind of mirrors society. Like, it's hierarchy. I mean, it's patriarch. You know, just like how society is, it's the same thing. The men are really like running things in the scene, and that I believe that's because the women that or the men can't run the scene to me without that woman who, like, a lot of times is directing behind the scenes too. Like, you know, I think there's definitely like partnerships that make those men appear to be more than, you know, it may, you know, appear or whatever. But so for the most part, and a lot of us get tired, like, you know, I feel like the femme queens are caught up in so much on everyday basis in life that sometimes it's hard to feel like you're allowing ballroom to consume you. So, you know, you're not showing up to all those spaces where that takes place sometimes too, because you've done it for so long. And if you have this, you know, patriarch system that kind of tries to drown you out, you get over it.
Do you think that the trope of like the femme queen who just comes in and looks glamorous, like the trophy mother, do you think that plays into that power dynamic? Do you think that's a little bit at fault?
Absolutely.
No.
Why?
Because that's just what that's what we were drowned out to be. Like they didn't let the girls be great in that type of power. They didn't really let the girls actually do their big one. You have
Some
a
girls
few.
live for that. The era I came from, the trophy
But
mother, the
who
girls
wouldn't live for
live
someone dolling you up, filling you? We all live for that, but we
So
all
that's why they
have big
lost their
boy. A
voice.
lot of girls have big boy. You didn't lose it; they just pushed it down. You stopped talking because they pushed. You didn't feel comfortable to talk anymore.
But you can't allow anybody to. I mean, well, if you really have that power. So for me, it was like I just don't feel like keep on
Right.
At the time for a community that I did start giving up on, it was like it was to me ballroom was kind of going down the drain, for a while. Like you said, a lot of people think kind of small or whatever instead of big and making it into what
Right.
it could be. So. And I didn't feel like going against the bullies and stuff like that because at the end of the day, when it becomes violent and you got to protect your look and stuff first, like you don't want to be, you don't want to be going against that. And nowadays, child, these butch queens will put their hands on the girls.
And they don't-
I come from an era, bitch, you couldn't motherfucking
At
come
all.
close to
They
one of
tell,
the
they
girls.
tell you to shut up. They tell you to shut up now
bitch,
too.
Bitch, we have our
But
brothers
why-
and
They
stuff.
shut up.
I
They-
guess for me, when did that start happening? Because
I
in
don't
my
know.
era, you couldn't do that.
What
You
you
couldn't
mean?
get near the girl. You couldn't come at the girls. The boys would hand to you.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
my
you
thing
said-
is,
oh,
and
you
I
was
was
fighting
gone
mom?
for a while. So when did that happen? And when did it become a trend? Because we still see these trends today in ballroom. People think it's okay to approach the panel, do things. So when did this start and why hasn't it been addressed? Because it continues to happen and it's going to continue to foster that way. So for
That
me,
might be another reflection
so for
of
me,
society,
I think that when you say that you were empowered or the trophy mother, I've heard Tempress say it. So that's why I've heard her say it. I don't want another trophy mother. I want a mother that's hands-on. Because your trophy mother is just there to do with her motherly duties. So then who runs the house? Who fostered the kids? Who takes care
There's
of the kids?
actually
And I
girls
was
that
gonna
know
ask
how to
y'all
do it
about
all,
that.
though.
Yes, you-
Because
But why
y'all-
do you have to settle for just being a trophy mother?
Unless that father
Because
is
you
just
don't
completely...
feel because it's scary out there for a girl. Like it's scary. It's not. It's first of all, you are basically the face of the house. You gotta go win, or you whatever you say to the kid don't matter. Cause bitch, you just lost. A lot of times,
that depends on the
that's
relationship.
This is how they think.
They shouldn't be
I'm
judging
talking-
you based
I'm-
on your category. They shouldn't be judging you based on
they-
your battles. Because to be a mother, you should have already done your
They
thing,
respect
like
you
battling
on that
and stuff.
way.
Wise,
They respect
like,
you on that way, but when you're not out there producing and you're literally telling someone you need to win,
that's
you
the
need to
wrong
do
type of
these
kid. I
things,
think
and you need
I
that's
see
the
to
what
wrong
push.
type of
happened.
No,
child.
but these
I think
kids,
they
this is
more
how they
want they
think.
more want nurturing.
They
I think
do.
that's what they're looking for from a mother. They want nurturing. They want somebody to first of all when they
Who
see
want
these
that?
figures. I feel
Now?
like I don't know. I'm
The
from a
kids
different
now
era.
have they're not getting kicked out their house no more. They actually are able to have mother and father in the house, so they're not looking for that.
That doesn't
They're
mean they
actually
still have a good relationship.
Why
That
do you
doesn't-
think they
just 'cause
so
people have-
disrespectful? Because they feel they don't need to.
Yeah,
respect
Well, that
you
shows me
anymore.
that they are not getting the mothering at home that they needed at home.
Obviously.
So
Look
now
on
that's why the
social
kids.
media. Look
the
on
kids-
social
And so,
media.
okay,
Look on
but
social
I want to
media.
ask y'all about this because there's been a lot of y'all critiquing how people mother and raise kids on this show. How do you mother? Are you showing your kids clips? How do you show up in your kids' lives?
So
I'm definitely hands on, but I am a
Wow.
queen mother, which I didn't think that would come in being hands on. I was getting the house started. I was a founding member. And so that's why I want mothers that are like hands on and stuff too, because that is their job. Like that is the local. Of course, I'm still gonna be a nurturer. That's just me, from the heart. And we will have events and stuff where sometimes we'll be showing people, people who came from the past or whatever, because you definitely should know. So I am that type of mother, but I do also want. I've been in this scene forever and ever, so of course I'm not as hands on. And sometimes they make me be, and I don't want to be no more. But
What?
it's for the local mothers. I feel like to really be doing that.
Well, let me answer that question. Me being a recently overall mother of a house, and then that for me, it was hard because it was how for me I learned from the older generation where it's like they just said it to you, It was no cut. There was none of that. I'm going to make it clean for you. I'm going to tell you, like, hey, I think you need to do better in this category. Let's try to educate them, try to show them. But I don't think they don't care for that. Like, they don't really care for you.
How do you know? Did you do like a vote?
No, I did it. Like, I got into a whole, why do you think everything happened?
That was probably just the people you were around.
No, I'm saying in the house that I was in. The people that I was trying to mother, who I felt needed the help. It wasn't meshing well. Yeah, we didn't mesh well. I talked to them in a different way.
Well, it's so many kids, so of course you're not gonna mesh with everybody, you know.
So I want to say this, right? That's why I was saying so in the beginning, because I was never a mother. So that question was basically for them.
But you do have kids.
Yeah, but have I been asked to be a mother? Yes. The reason why is because I see what they go through. And I see how constant it is for them to have to do the work. And I think that a mother should not just be a trophy mother. She should be multifaceted, but I also think that she should also have a father to share the responsibilities.
Absolutely.
And more often than not, I think a lot of men don't want to be submissive to a woman who's in power, because it seems like she's the face of the house or she's the one that they're showing up for. So then it becomes this inner conflict.
See, that's a problem.
But
you
wait,
should
can
have
I
already known that before y'all partner
Can I
up.
finish? Can I finish?
I'm not around men like that.
Oh my
Listen,
gosh.
so I know that. That's why the Margiela men are set different. You know, what I will say is that I just think that for me, like, I see what they go through as mothers, and I've raised my own kids. And sometimes you're right, it don't mesh right. Sometimes your kids will turn on you like the Reservoir Dogs. And now you're sitting there wondering, what could you have done better as a mother? And then you realize that even as a mother of a house, these are not your kids. These are adults coming into a culture, and they want to know. So if you are giving them information, give them the information for them to thrive. One of the mistakes that I made is not being able to let go. Right? And in ballroom, I'm learning that you have to have a release button, because people will jump ship and go to a different house quicker than you can tell them yes or no. So that's for me, I just, that whole mother question, and like for me, it's a tricky situation to be a mother of a house.
So I've been doing it all wrong then. Me pushing family, that's not, should I not be pushing that?
No, I think you should.
I think you should.
No,
too.
I'm not saying that you don't.
No, because Eric is like, that's from y'all time. Like, we didn't.
Who said that?
I'm saying
that. No, that's her experience now.
That's the
But
lead
that she should
now.
say that. It's no. Family is important.
No, but
because some people do feel that. I mean, some people feel like we're past those stages, and I don't know anything other than
I'm not saying
that's what my best
I'm not saying don't build your
was.
family, but I'm not saying don't build your family and build who you want to build with. But I think it's the fact that the houses are building right. It's like, we got to be in a family. Where, like, we don't even mesh well. Group, like, let it happen organically. It's just a lot going on. I feel like when it comes to just assuming what it is, because you get your heart let down. A lot of, especially my generation,
personal, but
you do take it personal.
They don't always get along. But I feel like the majority, of the house will respect that. A mother trying to help them or nurture them. I mean, because the excitement that I see the kids get when you just have a short period of like, she's like, Mom, get around them. They want to, like, when you just have fun and you get to sit and have one-on-one conversations. I feel like that's when they love you more.
So for me, when I went to, that was different for me. When I went to Aga, when I was at Aga was very, it was a celebrity house. Everyone's celebrities, they had their group people, whatever, but we didn't really hang together in a family aspect, and because it was a big age difference too. So, but when I went to West, it was completely different. It was like, we was partying together, we did everything together. But for me, to be honest with you, the type of girl and type of competitor that I am, I can't sit around you all day anyway. Like, I got to get it together for the ball. I got to make sure everything is perfect.
Well, yeah, that's different.
I got to get it together, but I'm always walking. Even when I'm coming outside just to sit and look nice, bitch, you're the mother, bitch, you got to look fucking amazing. That's how I feel.
No. So I feel like I used to I need them to see me. I need them if you're outside. But if you're just hanging around the kids, I need them to see like.
I'm talking about when you go to
why is she carrying? You can't
go
outside with your kids being regular. You don't give all that, right?
Well, no.
Do you give that, like, if you having a dinner, you gonna get all dolled up?
I might, because that's just me. I'm a dog.
Bitch,
Like,
we
that's
was
what I like.
femme
I like to
queen.
dress like that's
We used to
me.
do that. The Margellas, every time it used to be a fucking camera or something around, and I was like, I thought we was just gonna come and just be. And they like, no, we gonna record. And I was like, bitch, I ain't feel like putting on nothing today. I just want to have a dinner with my family or whatever. But we don't like now. I'm be like, child, well, nobody can come, because sometimes you gotta have those lax days to show people that you're human and you're not just this.
I do agree.
Like,
That's one thing. That's
character.
one thing I loved about the House of West was that they were so family. Like you can see it on the floor. One person walking, the whole house is on the floor with them.
Yeah,
like that is
yeah.
what. Like that's one thing that's missing. But for me as an overall mother, I come into seeing love in the scene in a different way. So the girls that I saw before me, as far as the overall mothers, were nothing to be fucked with. So they were the face of the house.
Yeah,
so
they wasn't involved.
I'll be
a
with
lot
you.
of
I'll
girls.
hang with you this week, a couple weeks, but you might not see me for a month because bitch, I gotta get it together.
you got your fifth grade life,
I gotta make sure
right.
that
Asia,
personal life, everything.
Speaking of you being mother, I feel like we can't not address the elephants in the room. And I'm gonna take it back to Balenciaga.
Okay.
I remember you coming out as New York City mother, Balenciaga, and that was a big moment. And it was your first mother position, right? So can you tell me what was the BQ Circle group chat? And who was in that and what happened with it?
Wait, was Asia in that too?
We're gonna find out.
You guys?
So so basically someone in that ran a group, they wanted to be also the mother of the house, which they got after the fact. But they had made a group and they were just hanging out with each other, and a lot of their group informations were about me. Like they were making sure the kids weren't coming to my practices, stuff like that. Like it was a lot of little of those things happening. And for me, like when it comes to I just can't. I couldn't do it. And I also felt like I got big headed in that moment because I'm just like, if y'all don't deserve me then, like, cause I could have went hard. I could have approached. I did try to fight for it though, but I had to get up out of there. It was too much for me. They didn't deserve it.
If your own house members is going against you, bitch.
I heard a rumor they wanted to jump you. Is that true?
What?
I was in New York City, so if that would have even happened, you would have lost
Which
your
queens in there would
mind.
want to have jump her? Like,
Well, that's for Asia's answer.
But I'm
God,
just
what would
crazy.
you
I
do?
don't know.
Yeah,
Let me be
Like,
honest.
what?
I don't know. No,
I
it wasn't.
think
It wasn't a jump. What I've heard, it was a situation where because it was a girl in the house, they were bringing a girl in the house, and I said they called me on the phone and they was like, "What do you think?" And I said no. To me, I said for me, no. She was coming in the chapter that I was in and I was building,
Right.
and I guess that was their girlfriend, and they went back and told her. And stuff like that. And I'm very big on trust. Like, keep it, y'all can be
Keep it
friends.
shut,
But already right there, that was already getting messy. It was a red flag.
messy.
That was a red flag for me already instantly. So it was just a lot of those things. And when I wasn't there, when I was never around, I heard that they was giving anything, but that would have never happened. I'm always been good.
you gotta have respect. And
So,
in your
where are
chapter.
you now? Like, you're good. Like, everything is good with you and them and all that.
Yeah, no. Like I moved
This is
past
Jordan.
it. Like it's always gonna be a lot of talk.
'Cause I just wanted
until that
them to
bitch
clear
walk
it
up to
up.
you.
I'm
That's
like,
it.
this is
Like,
Jordan's question.
yeah.
I have more.
She
We're
was
gonna
asking.
really get
She
into
started.
this.
She
Okay.
started with.
Oh, girl.
Yeah. So after Aga, you went to West, and that was your first overall mother position.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of, kind of talking around what actually happened. This is your platform. This is your show. I think this is the time to set the record straight and say exactly why you left the House of West.
Okay. Shay look at them. She's a bitch. So basically, I don't want to drag it, but I'm gonna try to just wrap this up,
Well, I
make it
did.
short and sweet. You say you want
I
to
drag when I talk good.
So for me, it was just fun for me. It was just kids. I felt like I wasn't in a house of adults where we were making differences in these kids' lives as far as like the real way. And then once I started to learn that, because what I wanted to be as an overall mother, yes, I wanted to get out there and win, but I also wanted to make greatness beyond just the house. like for the community, and our visions were not on the same page. We were not thinking the same. And I also just felt like the overall father that was with me, he didn't see me on his level as far as protecting me the way I needed him to do so. Like if someone is talking to me disrespectfully, don't try to squash that. You put them in their place. Like even if you want to have a conversation with me and let me know, but you need to, because that never needs to happen again.
Shout out to Femmes.
Like that never needs to happen again. That disrespect to me. Once one person does it, the next person feels like they can do it as well. So it was that. It was one big situation that was one of my personal kids called my phone, and at that time they called my phone and it was just like, something happened to me, da 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 da, and I was just like, something has been going on for like a while, whatever, and they kind of broke everything down to me. I didn't want to, some stuff, and it really messed with me, and I couldn't. That was the final straw for me. I couldn't do it. I don't want to say what it is and stuff like that because it's not my business to tell. But I couldn't deal with that and knowing what my vision was for the scene. I can't stand next to something that is going to like tarnish my creative space. Like I'm trying to see the scene in this way. And I don't judge them. I'm not mad at them or anything like that. I didn't like the things that they said about me after the fact. I spoke up for myself because you put out a letter about me, and knowing that I actually do have a platform when it comes to what I did in the scene, where I get booked to go to different countries to teach. You're trying to tarnish who I am as an individual, so I have the right to speak up, and that's just what it is, and. The things that they tried to lie, I didn't like that. I thought it was very class. I was happy in that moment. I was just like, I'm so happy I got out of that, because that was disgusting to me. You never respected me anyway, so I just couldn't do it anymore.
So when was the last time you spoke to James West?
The last time we spoke was, I think, a year and a couple weeks. I was on the phone with me, Smiley. Shout out to Icon. Smiley and James was on the phone together. That was the last time we spoke. Yeah.
Well, y'all got to hear straight from the source.
Yeah. It's no bad blood, but yeah.
That's interesting. It's so funny when you're watching from the outside and things just look differently or whatever. Because I thought out of anybody, I thought like you and James was probably like on one accord. Like,
no, he's amazing. He teaches you. He treats you royal. Like
Okay,
he rolls out
he
rolls out the red carpet for you in his way up. Like
Right.
because I roll out the master red carpet for myself. I go extremely hard for me. So when people say they roll out the red carpet for me, I can't compare you to myself because I really carry for myself. So I can't. I don't even know what that is. Like like whatever. But he did what he could do in an amazing way for me. But it was a few things as far as like leadership that I needed him to do, and it just on that level we wasn't on the same page.
Maybe like you think maybe like that happened, like the thing maybe they just thought that you were gonna be a showpiece mother.
I think that's what they wanted, but they didn't tell me that. It was like I thought I was able to do other things. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I was going to produce in my way. I'm not walking every ball. I'm walking the balls I'm going to win. And beyond those are still moments right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's the type of person that I am. So, yeah.
So are you looking for a new house now?
I might be a part of one. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, there's a lot of speculation
No.
with you being on a podcast with two Margiela ladies.
She calls me. No, I'm kidding.
I did, but I did.
I said, don't keep asking that lady, honey. If she wanted to come here, then she would have said something.
To be
So,
no,
if
it's
she's
not
not
that. It's
coming-
not that. I don't want to go nowhere. It's just right now I'm trying to heal before I go back into another environment, because I don't want to bring what happened to me in any other environment to the next place I go to moving forward.
So you might be hearing Ace.
It could be. It could be.
We can't promise you that.
You don't
It's
know.
not
I hate
easy
when
to
she
get
do
in this
that.
house.
Don't do that, girl.
Well, we would have to have
But
you
then
on the
it-
floor for you to do that. So speaking of being on the floor, why didn't you walk the Queen of Sex category last night at the coldest winter?
Honestly, I didn't like the because what I want to do when I do come back out, I need everybody to be there, like both rooms. Like this separate room thing. I didn't like the energy. Like I was coming to make I didn't care about the win. I was coming to make a moment for me. So the 2 room space, it messed up my whole little vibe. So I was going to walk.
How did you feel about the last time you walked the Queen of Sex category?
I think it was one of those things where it was like, I could have done so much better in so many places, and I was just kind of like, I started doubting myself. I started really, because I was on a winning streak, so I had got big headed in that time, and when I lost, it was like a big loss for me, because it was like, bitch, damn, I was, it felt different, because it's like when you're out there, you're always winning, and for you to lose, people look at you different. Like people look at you in a way you're like, oh my gosh, they got you. Like it's like those types of things. So a lot of times people don't get which is expected. I get it. I understand. I get it. But it was for me, it was I needed to like wait. I gotta get it together. Girl.
All right, Tempress. I'm
You
coming
are
for you.
Oh God. Oh God. What's going on?
So you came up in a time when Dark and Lovely was a subcategory in face, and you, Dee, there was a lot of girls just dominating that were beautiful, dark and lovely girls, and we don't have Dark and Lovely really anymore. Do you think that that's really a move of progress and inclusivity, or do you think it's just a way to kind of stop paying homage to the dark-skinned girls and, let other people shine?
I feel like, I guess inclusivity. I mean, because I don't remember. I never walked Dark and Lovely.
But you were always called a dark and lovely girl.
Yeah, I was, but I was still beating the light and lovely girls' shoes. So, no, no, I think it should be all inclusive. I mean, we just need to come out of that. I mean, some people just really need to check themselves, like check their colorism. Like, people need to really, really take a look at themselves, because some people really feel like that they are superior because they're light skinned. Right. And, I have sat on a panel where it was like they were really giving the darker children a hard time. Yeah. They really was. I was like, y'all want this to be like, y'all want to erase this thing or whatever, but it is really factual that happens. Like, colorism is deep. And I feel like, so, I mean, I don't want to separate the girls, even though there's so many categories for other categories, subcategories and stuff. I don't want to feel like there's a difference. You're making a difference, bitch. No, bitch. I said. It doesn't have to be for whatever. It's not because I'm light skinned, because I'm dark skinned or whatever. So put them all together.
So, what has it been like building a house from the bottom up, and what's been the biggest challenge of being a founding member and a queen mother?
It is hard. Shout out to all the people, to all the founders and things that keep a house going, because, I mean, there's only one of us. There's 4 or 5 of us, but you have a whole bunch of different personalities. Especially, and if you're like the type of person that I am, when my name is attached to something, I really want it to be amazing. So going through those phases of, everybody's outside to then no one has motion, or the ups and downs, it weighs on me heavy. Not only that, it's because I love Benny and Smiles and everybody, but they don't want to do nothing without me. It's like I have to be included, or every situation or something. I have to, they respect me. So that's why when I hear about other girls that's not getting the respect, or, being asked with these conversations, I don't know that. I don't know that thing. If I'd be like, no, I'm gonna just chill out or whatever. So it's a lot. The fun part of it is I've always wanted a legacy. I felt like I was pouring into other people's establishment, and then whenever they wanted to play hierarchy or put their hand up and come against something after we done turned it, now bitch, you want to step in. I didn't like that. And a lot of times when I was leaving houses, it was because I felt like I was dealing with somebody who had been in the scene for so long that didn't want to change ways. So with my own thing, I can create it how I want it to be, but it is a lot of challenges that come with that, especially when you're a girl who's like for myself back outside, and like, so there's other focuses that I have that I missed out on pouring into while I was so active in ballroom. So
If you could steal one butch queen and one femme queen to bring to the house of Mason Margiela, who would they be and why?
oh my God. If I can steal one butch queen and one femme queen, I would steal. This is just hypothetically, y'all, so don't be thinking I want y'all people, honey. I would probably still. So if I go with my first mind, because I can't think too hard on it, but I love Exotic. Like I absolutely love Exotic. Like he brings it to the floor. He brings it to you every time. Like no, but he brings it. Like he doesn't allow his status to get to, stump his creativity or whatever. He's such a well-dressed, tailored man. Like he's just beautiful. And not only that, I've been in the house with him, so I know that he's hands-on. Like I know that he stays on those meetings. He he used to host us at his house. He was a pleasure to be around. So I would steal him for the leadership and because he sits. That's my butch queen. As far as femme queen, I don't know. I think I'm a little tougher on the girls. No, just kidding. Let me see. What girl is like really turning? There's a few girls, but I'm like looking at everything. Like, it's a couple of girls I would say. I don't want to answer that.
You're gonna have to.
I probably would say Giselle because her energy, like, as a overall mother, I love the fact that she's outside, she's on the floor. She's not a pushover type of girl. I could tell, I could tell that she got something to say on the meetings. Like, I feel like I haven't been a teacher, but I don't feel like Giselle is the type of girl that's gonna let the boat be steered without her having some type of input about it. So I love those qualities, and and she seems like a fun girl and everything. So yeah, and she sits and she's dominating right now. So I would steal Giselle.
I love Giselle. That's my Jacksonville sister.
Yes.
So I also want to ask, you've been hinting at this big project all season long. Is there anything that you can tell us about what it is?
I know. I can't. No, because I think they're gonna probably drop I can't really say. But it's a play.
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, well, I would love to see you back on the stage. I think that's gonna be really fab.
I can't wait.
Okay, so I have another question that's for all of y'all. There's been a lot of conversations about femme queen categories not being hot anymore. Do you agree, one? And two, what do you think it would take to revitalize the femme queen categories in the scene?
Separation of the categories. That's I think can get better. I do believe it's there. You either see the same girls or you never see the same. Like, you know how some girl may win today, but she may not win. Like, you may not see her for a year. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have consistency as for the girls. But yeah, I agree that we're not hitting the floor hard as we could. But separation, I feel like that.
What do you
can
think
help.
about the state of performance? Because you're a performance girl.
I hate it.
What do you think about it?
It lacks the feminine part of it.
Yeah.
It lacks that. I think that I used to see the girls, but you didn't know if they was walking face, sex siren, or performance. Like, you didn't know what it was given when you saw them hitting. But femme queen performance. And it don't matter if you're dramatic, soft and cunt, whatever you do on the floor, it was all about just being the girl. Like, whatever that may look for you, you are confident in it. And I think is missing But I also think a lot of them are junior femme queens, so they need time to grow to that category. But because we don't, and nothing is separated, it's just all mushed around, and they're just out there trying to do what they know how to do. So,
What about you, ladies? What do you think? Are the femme queen categories late to you? What do you think is going to make it hot?
I think I agree with Asia. To like when she broke that down to like if we did have like more subcategories maybe, or like the junior femme queen added into things and stuff, so there won't be such this comparison. So it makes it look like it's watering down a category or something. And consistency, like a lot of girls pop in, pop out. Like before, we used to you built a fan base, or you really looked forward to a certain girl hitting the floor, and now it's hard to keep up because like they're switching in and out.
Yeah, Tabytha, you were talking about, whether you think that the femme queen categories are a little lax, or, what's going to take to amp it up.
Well, I walk realness. I don't think like separation is a strong word. Not saying that what she's saying is wrong. I'm not taking away from that, but I think that it needs a little bit more order in the way that it's done. And I think you do that by having like clear categories for different types of women to show up in that space. To make it better, I just think we need more categories, right? And we need to have the same time that other categories have. And I know each category feels that way when you're planning out a ball. I need to hurry up and dance because I've been waiting all day, and I want to walk a face person. I've been waiting in this makeup all day, because back then you could wash face and then they was painted, but it seemed like everybody been painted. I don't want to talk about face like that. But what I will say is that, people don't want to wait anymore. Mm-hmm. Like the last ball, we were last, and it was so rushed that people didn't really get to create the moments or to do what they want to do. Now, there are certain balls where that happens and you get to make those moments. But I think that it's not so much consistency. I think we also have to look at the cost of ballroom for women, to show up. So when we talk about how they show up now and they disappear, it costs a lot to be a femme queen in ballroom. Mm-hmm. So let's just start there. Then you got to pay for the ball. Then you got to do this and you got to do that. And you have this pressure on you to show up, and not just show up, but to win. And there's some bad girls out there for realness. Shouts to the House of Balenciaga. Shouts to the House of West and Revlon. Like, there's a lot of girls out there. I don't want to start naming houses because I don't want to go down the laundry list. But shout out to the realness girls. But what I will say is that, these girls do not play, and they take their time, and they have mothers who are going to make sure that they show up as their best self. So they may be able to make it to one ball and eat it, and then the next ball you don't got their category. So it's kind of like they're thrown in to walk in the other category, so they're not really creating a name for themselves. And it's just the politics in ballroom that bars women from speaking up and having more categories anyway. I just think that we need to figure out ways that we can do this, and we need to think big. We should not think small. People should pay to come and see us. So you have changed my mind, You have changed my mind, but the money should not come from community. The money should come for those who come to pay and see us. Because the money factor of charging community, we're already marginalized. So, just those things like showing up as a woman.
Says. You had me.
But I'm just saying.
She had to go swell.
I love you, Dad.
She had to go swell.
I love you, but you have to realize you're dealing with a person who has ADHD. And girl,
all right.
I feel
but
that's my
pressure. I love cyber. I love pressure. So for me, I love it.
I'm not saying making it relaxed for the girls. That's not what I'm saying. So I'm not saying making it relaxed. I'm with Asia on that. We need to start thinking big in regards to how we monetize ballroom and not let other people monetize off of us.
Let's talk about that, because I had some other questions, but I feel like that's very relevant. Do you feel like the huge grand prizes are adding to ballroom, or do you feel like it's taken away?
Taking away.
No, they add.
Taking away.
Wait.
No,
taking away.
Let me win one and then take it. I just think that there should be certain people who qualify for it, like you said. Like, I don't think that it should be taken away.
If you're
I think
not
that so many people
iconic.
have poured into, like, over the years, you put so much into the scene, getting your stuff together and stuff. Why not be rewarded?
Like I said,
but I
it
do
costs
think
a
that
lot.
it should be people who qualify for these categories.
Yeah.
Not everybody should just just go ahead and be able to walk for 10,000 or something like that. No, bitch, if you got bitches who put in the work and you know that they're going to bring it and they're going to give you that type of work for that, you know, then yeah, they should be a part of it. But every Tom, Dick, and Harry, no, they shouldn't.
I think there's a lot of money that's being poured into ballroom right now, but I don't know if it's being like distributed in an equitable way.
At
What do
all.
y'all think about that?
One
Nah,
would never
it's not.
know.
No, it's not. I mean, it's not. I mean, because
No.
that is selfish. Like, only one person is getting that amount of money, and ballroom can definitely, that's needed across the board or whatever. So I don't think that it is being distributed. And are they doing the work? Like, you know, when you get this type of sponsorship, are you just doing something like put out the thing on the table, like, you know, just like to promote the name or something? Or are you really doing the work behind the scenes? Are you really getting people tested? Are you really getting people housing? Like, you know, are you really doing the things that, you know, the education that comes from these grants? You're running and getting this money and giving it out, but we're not really, it's not effective. I don't believe
It's not effective at all in no way. And you know what's so crazy? The commentators be running around sweating like hot dogs, and they get the bare minimum at these balls. And I think why are we pouring more money into categories that these kids, I'm not saying that they don't deserve it, but I just think it's not, like you said, it's not organized correctly. Like, the only people that should be qualified for a $25,000 category are people that are senior in the category. I'm not meaning that you got to be older, icon, but I think that you should be
A problem on the floor.
a problem on the floor where you're a statement piece. Like, because if I could just go get my girlfriend and win that 25, Michelle Young Carter is sick, bitch, go get that 25. Like, I could easily, go through that. You know, I just think we don't respect the space enough to really think about what are we doing with this $25,000 for this category. We're thinking about how the
Getting people in the
category should
door,
look
right.
fab.
Right.
You know, we should get the people here. It's still about that. Like, it's
Yeah,
still
it
about the
is. They
small.
want the money.
It's the small
Yeah.
pieces. It's
They
like
want
learn
the money.
how
They
to
want
play
the quick
chess.
money. It's the thing
we
with-
have the most cash.
Learn how to
get out
play
of our
chess.
ball,
To get you
so it's
here.
the fabbest one. You know.
Learn how to play
Jesus.
chess. Everyone's playing checkers, and that's the issue.
Play chess.
Yes, you got to think about the
It's the
piece
last
after
show,
the
so
piece
we're
that you
Femme
get.
Queen of today.
You have to get the piece. Yes.
So Asia, I want to ask you another question.
Oh.
I feel like you were talking about consistency, and I feel like a lot of girls from your generation have paid the ballroom scene.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that there's genuine reasons why your generation is leaving, or do you think they just couldn't take the heat?
There was no heat out there. It was more hate. It's more like, bitch, get out of here. Like, it was a lot of those for the girls, our generation. It was no point where it was people saying, like, bitch. Like, they weren't letting the girls even grow up. They still wanted us to be someone else. Like, you wanted us to be the Sanayas of the scene, the Mikas, the Aloras, what's her name? Ashley. Like, why? We're just
y'all
us
were the first
now.
like social media
Yeah,
using
we're
generation
us. Like,
in real time.
Yes, we inspired by our history, but we're not trying to be them. They're still here. They're amazing. We just want to be ourselves. And at some point, they never let us grow up to be the new leaders of the scene. To believe what we say, to listen to us and be there for us. They
Wow.
weren't
That's
really. We were tired of it.
Wow.
The girls were tired of it. Like, it was disrespectful. And we outside. The girls is outside doing so much other things, which I'm so proud of the girls are stepping out of the scene and seeing their glory and getting their roses in spaces that appreciate them who they are. And so I'm happy for that.
Amen. You can always step out of the scene and into BTFA.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Speaking of
BTFA.
that.
So I want to end the show on a fun but a little messy moment. So we're going to play a game called Chops 10's Grand Prize. I'm going to give you 3 names, and each of you are going to tell me who you would chop, who you would give 10s, and who you would give grand prize.
Who I would have given the grand prize to?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Everyone
we'll
could be
start
done.
with,
On their best night.
we'll start with Femme Queen Perfect 10s. Lola Gorgeous Gucci, Tamaya 007, and Vanessa Frost.
I can go first.
No,
your
that's your
category.
question.
That isn't for
No,
me.
that's for everybody.
Oh, I can't.
Yes, you
I
can.
How am I answer for a category?
She
I
wants to
don't
be
do
political
that.
correct.
I don't do that.
But you're going to be a judge one day. You're going to have to do that.
But you got to see them because it just depends on the night. Like, you can't
Right.
just, out of those names, I would never just see a child.
On their
like,
best
unless they
night.
didn't
On
bring
their
it
best
right.
night.
on their
You
best
like
night.
you ready to answer, so you
Because
go ahead.
I'm always ready. Like, y'all acting weird. So like to grand prize or their best night. What is perfect 10s? I'm gonna give it to somebody on their best night. On their best night, yes. Like everyone is on 10, their best. Them 3 on their 10. 10s, I'm gonna get. See, it's kind of because it can go either way with Lola and Tamaya. For me, it could go like as far as the grand prize. It's just I don't know. Ooh, that's a hard one. Chop. I don't want to say that because that's I love Vanessa down. I love Vanessa. I love
It's
Vanessa.
a game. It's
game.
I love
nothing
Vanessa
personal.
down, I love Vanessa down. It's nothing personal. I just think like because it's nothing personal at all. At all. I think that bitch is cold. She's bad. Perfect 10.
Love Vanessa. She's a very sweet
Yeah.
girl.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Y'all turn.
I can't really answer. I have to see that. Like I
and I
have to
can't
see
answer
that. I mean,
Okay,
it's kind
so
of
let me
hard.
give you one you can answer.
I have to like it would have to. This is
They're
hard to have these type
they're
of questions.
nervous.
Yeah, we can do face girls.
I'm not nervous. I just don't like
Do your face, girl.
Janelle, Stasha, Giselle.
Ooh.
See, for me, anyone could be
started out.
done. It just depends on the day.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
In
It's
your
very
mind.
political.
Picture it in your mind. It's a hot night, and 3 of them are walking. Who would you give, and who you giving your grand prize to from the door? Not the battle, not what they're gonna do in the battle, just in your mind of what they can produce, creative wise, face, all that.
I don't play. Do you guys have shots? I don't want to play this game. Sorry. I don't know.
tough.
I don't want to do that.
Do a realness one for her.
Girl, I don't want to play.
I
We're
can
talking
change it to
about
Butch
that.
Queens. It's maybe a little less personal.
Yeah.
What about Jason, Exotic, and Whitney?
Oh. You watched the ball.
I was behind the judges panel. Yes.
Go ahead.
No, you asked.
I can't play this. I'm a funk today. I'm sorry. I don't want no smoke.
It's no smoke.
No, it's really no smoke. It's just hard for me because it's hard for me to chop any of those people. So I feel like chopping them, like maybe if it was like, different, if it was done a different way or something. But I don't want to say chop.
Yeah,
'cause
I
don't
felt
think
this
they're
again. I can't
chops.
chop Vanessa.
I
can't.
don't think they're really chops.
I understand.
Okay,
Somebody
but who
has
would you
to
give
lose.
grand prize?
Who would you give grand prize to?
Out of Sasha, Giselle, and Janelle. When it comes to face, and for what they have done, like what it's been giving. I think so it would be for different. Right now, so if you took my last night, but Janelle was like my favorite. When I seen her come out, she
was
the
fitting.
overall package, everything for me was just amazing. Like so, if I was going based off of that, she would have been my. I could have seen picking her all night, cause she was really, really good. Everybody looked great, but for me, her whole presentation and everything, she would have got that. Sorry. Realness.
Let me think
What?
a little bit. Realness isn't my personal favorite category, so I have to think a little bit. But I'm going to give you some girls. Let's go with Courtney Balenciaga, Shayla Stacks, and who should be the third girl? Asia, help me out.
Quana.
Perfect.
First of all, Connie does not walk realness.
Yes, she
Yes,
does.
she does. Yes, she does.
My
Oh
auntie
my
walks
God, so we
realness.
gonna bloop that out?
No, we not. No, we not. No,
I've
we
never
not.
known her to walk realness.
Yes, girl. So then we know
She
what
sat
your
a whole
answer
line
is.
down.
Courtney's not winning this battle.
She
There's
sat
no
she
chops
sat a
for
whole
me.
line down.
But if it's Courtney, who else?
Shayla Stacks and Quana.
She already got an answer for that.
Like if out of grand prize, just like grand prize, no chops. I'm sorry, Shayla Stacks.
Yeah, she's the girl right now.
Shayla does eat it around there.
You know, but like if I had a different lineup, I gotta really shout them out because they like to me like.
Who are
they
your
the
favorites?
ish.
Yeah, I know.
There are a few girls who are my favorites. Like I love Brooke. Brooke is real as rain.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you want her.
Yes, ma'am.
Of course, I gotta get my lick back. She got me. What the fuck?
That's my goddaughter. Separate.
I love Little Kim.
Oh my God, yes. I love Little Kim.
I love Sky.
Oh, that's my favorite right now. That's my
The
favorite
little
up and
one.
coming little
Oh
girl.
my God.
Oh my
Like,
God,
she
Sky
looks
is
like
just-
a little
ooh,
girl.
that bitch
I
is-
love
What?
Lasalle. Like I love different girls, and I do want to battle each one of them. Like I'm just saying them. Like you know, I'm here. I think like this new generation of femme queens is just giving a different, more look. I just wish I stopped with the aggression. That shit is just not cool.
Yeah, a
but-
lot of times with that, it feels like when you're going so overboard that there's something insecure about yourself that like you're trying, like because you. I feel like when girls do that so much, because the only time that I really did that, and I never went like that hard on girls. I never did that. I would do that with Butch Queens. But the only time I really would start talking shit and say shit is if I knew that was a battle. Like it was like, I'm gonna say some shit because this gonna give me the upper hand right
That's
now.
when you know
but I
you're
can't
pressed.
stand. I was like, yeah, I was pressed. It was
That's
this
when
bitch
you
could go either
know.
way. Like you know, so it was like. But when the girls do it to me, it just looks like really, really pressed. And like you don't have to tear another girl down for to make
See,
yourself look
and this
bigger.
is why I don't like the realness category because then I'm thinking like Paris is another like so many girls, like
Paris
so
is
many
definitely a
girls.
ruler.
So I definitely have a question for all of y'all. You get one last battle to really stamp your history and make a big moment in ballroom. Who from your category are you choosing to battle?
Ooh,
Sister, bring it to the fucking floor. Sister.
Oh.
Now y'all know if DD came is like y'all know if DD came and stop my rain, but see. So you know what I'm saying? Just a little play 1, 2. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God.
It would definitely be my sass, the ruler, the top bitch in the category. I would want me a piece.
For Femme Queen performance, I would say Tamaya. I think our battle would be really, really fab. I think everyone wants to see it. I think we have what it takes to make the night in that category. And for Sex Siren, Lola, I gotta take that crown.
Boots. That
That's
would be
it.
the.
I gotta take that
That would be
crown.
nasty.
Lola,
Those are some
she's
nasty
fabbed
We
up.
were
Yeah.
hoping to see that last night, but we're gonna get it one day.
Okay.
That's it.
Tab.
I don't.
Who you was? The last and final. Your last. and
No,
now.
I don't think it's. Oh God, there's so many girls I'm thinking that are so real. Cause like the girls I like to have fun with is like Emily Mugler, but I don't like really see us like battling. Like, I guess like from my generation because like I'm an older girl, but I got her already. You know.
Who, girl?
Oh my God.
Well, if you said all of that, bitch, then you
Yeah,
know you
come
was ready to
on.
just say the name. Stop playing and say it. Thing.
Tabytha for president.
For my era, but I already got it, so it doesn't really count. So I passed.
Oh, bitch,
It's nobody
no.
you want on the floor.
All of that.
There's
to make
somebody
it hard
who I
for
want
the
my
cliffhanger?
link-
Who
who I
are you
want-
talking about right
Yeah.
there,
They're on
Tabytha?
the cliffhanger. You'll find out in season 2. No, but what I will say is, I do want my lick back from Brooke. You know, I do want my lick back from Brooke. Like we got down to that last battle, and Andre gave it to her, and it was big, bold, and beautiful. And she had on this, she had on her little short set, and it was cute. But my body's soft too, like don't be no fool.
is crazy.
My thing
I don't
is
want
like,
y'all to think like-
she didn't have.
I don't want it to seem like I'm picking.
She didn't have. I know that's your daughter. Excuse me.
No, that's my goddaughter.
But what I will say is
I don't
that-
want to seem like I'm picking on Tabytha. But how many of you guys were so let down by that story where she talked about this person and didn't give us the damn name? Bitch, you did all of that. And I beat her and this and that and this and we don't know who it is. Never mind. Next top. Let's go.
I don't want her again
No,
because
it's
it's
okay.
just Ashley
Who's your last
Icon.
and Well, there you have it.
All right.
Oh.
Well, my
They
very
forced
last
me,
question.
Ashley, but if you want it,
Yeah.
All right. There
You
we
said
go.
all that, but
My very last question before the executive producer, Jordan J, signs off of Crazy Sexy Cool is, what's the future of Femme Queens and Ballroom?
I think that Femme Queens are forever evolving, and I think that they're doing wonderful things outside of the scene as well. So them being able to bring that energy back into ballroom, knowing not like a lot of times the Femme Queens were trying to find themselves and adapt to society, and since we're coming so long, period, like they're being celebrated in a lot of spaces, I think that definitely the girl, hopefully, and then you got the girls who are speaking up now who want things to change. So hopefully, I think it's gonna be dope. I'm like, I have hope.
I think she summed it up for me. I think that even with the podcast, I think that we're finding our voices in our own ways, and we're going to be able to change the narratives as it pertains to us as women in ballroom. So I think that we're doing the things that we need to do, like documentaries are coming out. The girls are getting behind the lens. The girls are using their platforms. So I think that that's what's going to happen in the future of ballroom.
I believe in the girls. I believe they're about to make history even more. I don't know. I just feel this energy that Femme Queens are about to red alert the place. And I'm definitely so proud of, like I said, the girls are eating it off the floor. Different places like movies. My girl was in Vogue. They're doing big ones off the floor, but we definitely have some points to prove coming soon.
All right. Well, let's do one last cheers to season 1. We made it.
So I got one more
What's
question.
up
Let
with
me give it a
season
bit. So I was getting ready to say, can we announce it here? Like, do we have season 2?
Crazy Sexy Cool is officially reinstated. For
Yes! What's good? You heard it here. We coming back for season 2.
Yes. See you soon.
Yeah, what's up? Thank you, Jordan. We love you so much.
Yes.
What's good? What's popping? We back. We got another pop in. So we said we was going to be a little unconventional and stuff. We had some people just show up for y'all. We have the legend. When you think of Sex Siren, he had also entered the chat of Phase. This just is the overall package. This is the new overly. This is the overall father of the house of Comme des Garçons, Lariah.
What's up, y'all?
What's going on, Lariah?
What's up?
How are you? You look good.
Y'all look good.
That black against that chocolate skin with them white teeth and all that.
What's up? What's up?